Good afternoon and welcome back. We are going to talk about the best fighting types of every single generation. And if you have not seen the previous ones, legendaries do not count. And also, if you haven't seen the previous ones, that probably means that you're not subscribed. So subscribe, please. That's something that I recommend you all do so that you don't miss any of these, because I'm going to have these out every single day. And make sure you give the video a like as well, because that's good for the YouTube algorithm. Let's get started. Let's talk about some fighting types. Let's talk about Generation 1 fighting types. And the answer is simple here. This is obviously Machamp. To have a Pokemon that is quite simply, from a design standpoint, incredibly strong, from a moveset standpoint, incredibly strong, from a statistical standpoint, incredibly strong, there's really no contest here. Is Primeape pretty good? Yes. Is Poliwhirl really bad? Yes. Is Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan very strong but also very weak defensively? Also yes. This is the obvious choice. And Gen 2? Oh, come on, man. We know the answer. We know the answer. Heracross is not just one of the best fighting types ever. It's one of the best Pokemon ever made. It is by far and beyond one of the best Pokemon that's ever been made. From a design standpoint, from a typing standpoint, Bug and Fighting is really unique, but also ended up being really good and continues to be good as time goes on. Gen 3 is Blaziken. Blaziken is one of the best starters that they have ever made, period. And it's also one of the best fighting types that's ever been made. It's just that simple. Blaziken is by far and beyond one of the best Pokemon ever made from a design, typing, and statistical standpoint. And this thing ran over everything in Gen 4. You could get Blaziken as your starter, and it doesn't matter what wall you run into, this thing can bail you out. First gym, Roxanne, you get your Torchic evolved into a Combuskin, you get Double Kick, you win. Second gym, Brawly, you're just stronger than everything else, you win. Third gym, Electric, you can Double Kick both of the Magnetons, and then the Voltorbs are easy work. And then the Manectric is kind of tough, but by then you have something else that you can use. The fourth gym, by then you have a Water type, and Blaziken can still bail you out because he resists every single Pokemon that Flannery uses. The fifth gym, you just use fighting moves. The sixth gym, you're weak to the bird Pokemon. However, you're just stronger than everything. The seventh gym, you're weak to Psychics, but you can just use your fire moves. The eighth gym, you're weak to water, but you can just use your fighting moves. There's just so much variation that you can do with this thing to where it's usable in every aspect, so long as you're leveled up properly. Gen 4. Some people probably want Infernape, but I'm going Lucario. I'm going Lucario because Lucario is, plain and simple, the best designed Pokemon ever. It has some of the coolest moves and movesets that have ever existed. This thing is legit. It is by far and beyond the best fighting type in Gen 4. It is not Infernape. I'm going with Lucario. If you guys disagree, let me know in the comments, but I'm going with Lucario. We have a lot of fighting types in Gen 5. A lot of them. And I think it's got to go to Conkeldurr. Emboar is close. I think maybe at this point, the reason why a lot of people don't like Emboar is because they went with firefighting 3 times in a row. But I think Conkeldurr, just with its moveset, it evolves. It gets fully evolved fast. Its moveset is great. It's very strong and very defensive all at the same time. This was also competitively one of the best Pokemon you could use around Gen 5 and 6 time as well. I think Conkeldurr is great. Gen 7. I don't have a lot of good options here. I'm going to go with Hawlucha because I don't want to use Chestnut. No, it's still Chestnut, guys. It is Chestnut. It has to be. It has to be Chestnut. I love Hawlucha, but Chestnut is just the strongest one. I don't think it's a very good Pokemon, and I think it's one of the worst starters they've ever made. But it's the best fighting type because we really don't have a whole lot of options. Hawlucha would be second, and Megas are going to have their own videos, so I'm not including them. And Pancham and Pangoro are just what they are. Fighting types that are weak to fighting. Not ideal. Not ideal. Gen 7. Should I count Ultra Beasts? I don't have to count Ultra Beasts because Komodo is here. A lot of people don't like Kommo-o for two reasons. Its design and the fact that compared to other pseudo-legendaries, it's weak. Doesn't mean that it's not a great Pokemon. Just because it's not as strong as other pseudo-legendaries does not mean that it's a bad Pokemon. This thing is supposed to be a Komodo dragon from a region that is a tropical-based environment. So it makes complete sense to me. It's a dragon fighting type. Yes, it is not as strong as other pseudo-legendaries. Is it still stronger than most Pokemon? Yes, that's the thing people tend to forget about Kommo-o. Gen 7. Gen 8, my apologies. Actually, it's probably Urshifu. But I almost want to give it to Sirfetch'd, but it's Urshifu. It's obviously Urshifu, one of the best Pokemon they've ever made, period. And Generation 9? It's still Palmont. Listen, I said the same thing in my Electrotype video. I think this is one of the best Pokemon they've ever made. It's the best Pikachu clone they've ever made by far. This thing is so fast, so versatile, and gets so many great moves. This is an excellent Pokemon. Do not sleep on Palmont. Do not sleep on him. But what's the best? No, it's not. I'm going with Lucario. I don't care if anybody disagrees with me. I'm going with Lucario. I think that this is the best Pokemon, best fighting Pokemon ever made. And in my opinion, one of the best and most iconic Pokemon ever made. So that's my list, guys. If you made it this far, please comment down below. What should I make everyone comment today? How about we comment Palmont? Don't sleep on Palmont. Do not sleep on Palmont. Everyone comment down below, do not sleep on Palmont, so I know who made it to the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and make sure you subscribe because tomorrow we're going to talk about some poison types. Do not miss out.